Can Avalanche go higher? I'm looking at the daily chart on Avalanche, and there is no doubt over the past week or so, we have definitely seen some weakness in Avalanche after Avalanche was a leading mover in this crypto run up since October. I've got some things I want to look at to see if we can answer the question, will Avalanche go higher? And if so, when? Let's start collecting evidence now to support a thesis. I'm going to start by going to tradingview.com. It is one of my favorite crypto tools that I use, and we're going to look at the Avalanche technical analysis that it provides. We'll start on the 1-day time frame, and it shows a summary indication of buy. That is made up of oscillators. They are showing neutral and moving averages showing a buy. We'll go out to the 1-week time frame. Looks very similar. Buy on the summary. Oscillators are neutral. Moving average is a strong buy. And then on the monthly, we're seeing a strong buy made up of oscillators showing a buy and moving averages showing a strong buy. So that's looking good according to the technical analysis of TradingView. Now, let's take a historical look real quick, starting from this run up in October, where we saw crypto run up from about the beginning of October all the way through about the beginning of December, so about 8 weeks. Back in October, for the sake of using round numbers, we'll say Avalanche was around 10, okay? Let's just say right now, if any financial instrument in the world increases by 5 times in 2 months, which is what Avalanche did, we have no right to complain, and complain I am not doing here. Absolutely cannot complain about Avalanche going up 5 times. Even now, sitting at 40, which is right around where it sits when I'm making this video, we're still 4 times up, which is higher than most increase of most coins of every one I've been watching, except Solana. I think Solana actually made it up 5 or 6 times, but Avalanche even now is sitting 4 times higher. ADA, back in October, it was at 0.25. It's at about 2.5 times higher. Bitcoin and Ethereum are at about 75% higher. Doge is about 75% higher. VET, one of my favorite coins from October, is about 2.5 times higher. So with Avalanche, if you have been holding Avalanche since October, you're doing absolutely fantastic. What we did see in December was this fantastic run up, and this was the amazing thing about Avalanche. We saw this fantastic run up, and most of crypto made an initial high in December, somewhere between the 8th and the 13th, 14th. Avalanche made its initial high on the December 12th day, right here. See that wick? That was its high. Let's use Bitcoin for an example. And Bitcoin made its high on the 8th of December, and then it fell and has not, until the last 2 days, had even broken that December high. ADA made its high in December on the 13th, and it still hasn't broken its December high. Ethereum made its high on the 9th of December, and it just now, toward the end of December, broke it and still is not closed above it. Doge isn't anywhere close after its high in December. It's fallen, not considerably, but it's still fallen, hasn't even challenged its high. Avalanche did not do that. It made its high on the 12th of December and then said, fine, I'm going to make one on the 16th of December, and that's just fine because I'm also going to make one on the 21st of December. And it just continued up to this nice 50 round number. It was the high on the December 24th. So it just kept, see these blue lines indicating this upward rising channel? It just did not stop. It was a leading coin, along with VET was one, and I've already mentioned Solana was another. From December, the middle of December, just kept going. Some of those coins started giving back, and Avalanche has really given back the most. Of VET, let's see, VET made its run up, and it's given some back, but it didn't fall as severely as Avalanche. Solana was another leading coin. Now, it has fallen some. Solana did fall some as well. Not quite as much as Avalanche. But again, Avalanche, I'm not complaining about Avalanche at all. It's doing just fine. So, is it going to move higher? This is what I would say. If I was just looking at price action myself, I would be concerned about this barrier right here that we seem to have met, this 42 barrier. We've gone up and broke through it, and then this one right here, this 42, and then we fell below it, and we tried to get up above it, couldn't, tried to get up above it, couldn't, got above it, couldn't, and we did, but then it fell and closed below. So 42 right now is causing a barrier in Avalanche. Until I start seeing higher highs, then I'm a little concerned about Avalanche. Not long term, not long term. Understand, not long term. Just some concern that it may actually give up a little bit more before it starts its move up. Let me pop a line right there at about 34. I just put it at the bottom of this wick and the top of this wick. But I might could even pop one somewhere around here. This is an art. It's not a science. I'm not doing math calculations in my head. I'm just trying to look at where price tends to line up at. And I'm going to put one right there. Why? Because it's kind of the bottom of that wick. It's the close of that day, the open of that day. Again, it's an art, not a science. That's right around 37. I think if price came down to 37, I'm not concerned at all. Not concerned at all. And even if it got down to 34, while I wouldn't like to see it, it may do that. It may actually hit this 37. But there's one thing, and I'm talking short term, y'all, not long term. Long term, I believe Avalanche is going to go up with the rest of crypto. But short term, over the next few days, I really don't know what it's going to do because it seems to have seen this weakness, and I'm concerned that we might range a bit before we go up. Now, and I'm kind of getting the feel with Doge with it. Now, this is Doge. How it kind of came down and just kind of ranged right here. It looks like Avalanche may do that. It's kind of fallen down and has tended to be in this range of 42, 37 to 42 the last few days. Now, there's a couple things that could change this. Price action is funny. It is always one way until it isn't, right? So the thing that could save Avalanche from even falling further and might just go ahead and break out is Bitcoin. Okay, we've already seen this move in Bitcoin where the last 2 days we've broken this 45,000 and right now we're above it and we're resting above it. If Bitcoin can hold this 45,000, I think it's just going to continue higher in January. That's what I've been hearing, is that in the first quarter of this year, do not be surprised to see Bitcoin hitting 48,000 and perhaps breaking over it. If Bitcoin does that, I think it will keep Avalanche from falling far. I don't think it will fall below this 34. But every crypto coin has its kind of own movement, its kind of own attitude and personality. And so since Avalanche has moved up so much, it may be content to range and let Bitcoin kind of move some barriers out and take another leading move up before it's going to follow. I'm just talking long term, I think we'll be fine. Short term, if we hit 37 or 34, it wouldn't surprise me. Although I do think you'll find that people will buy in if it gets to 34, because that would be, in my opinion, a pretty good deal for Avalanche. So here's my summary on Avalanche. Long term, I do think we're going up. Bitcoin may help pull it up if Bitcoin keeps going up. If we hit this 37, do not be surprised. If we hit 34, I wouldn't worry too much. If we go below 34, we'll have to have a different conversation, because I certainly would not want to see that. I'm going back to look at 34, any of these levels right here. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to wait and let Avalanche give us an idea of what it's going to do. Is Bitcoin going to go higher, and is it going to follow? Or are we going to languish in range right now, since we've already had a 4 and 5x move? I mean, still, at the price it's at right now, is still 4 times higher than it was 2.5 months ago. You just cannot complain about that. If the coin needs to get a little rest and build another foundation for the next move, I think we can wait that out after watching it go up 4 times. So if you are in Avalanche, practice a little patience. I think long term you'll be just fine. If you're looking to get into Avalanche, you might want to set an alert right here around this 37. See if you can't pick some up there. And if it drops down below, you might want to pick up a bit more. All right. That's my update on Avalanche. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check back. I give updates on all the major crypto coins. And so hopefully you have enjoyed this and will find those updates useful. Appreciate it. Take care.